Up, are we started? Let me play my song. Oh, what happened?
Cakey, with cakey, I'm gonna show you how. Every day is a miracle party. Treat yourself to that sweet sunshine. Every day is a miracle party. Help yourself to anything you find. Wait, that one's mine. I got some French toast, Mickey Mouse, Mickey, Harry, Fish, gotta have that. I'm gonna show
Oh,
you
what
how.
the heck?
Every day is a miracle party. To that sweet sunshine.
All right. Finish my song.
Everywhere I go, you gotta see to believe all the things I'm making. Watermelon, berry pie. Fun, walking candy through the air like woo. Let's get together and let's get bacon. Every day is a miracle party. Treat yourself to that sweet sunshine. Come on in, it's a miracle party. Help yourself to anything you find. Wait, that one's mine.
Even though it got messed up a little bit. What's up, y'all? It is Jack Bravo here. And, oh man, trying to get this chat to work, dude. I cannot figure this thing out. But I will tell you this. We will get it to work. And today, what we're going to be looking at is the attack on masculinity. And how it's very apparent to me. And it's very apparent to me, and it's apparent to the companies, all the major companies out there, that an attack on masculinity is financially beneficial. If not, why would they be doing it? And if there was no attack on masculinity going on, then why does every commercial display weak masculinity, and that masculinity is something that can be poked fun and made fun of, but yet feminine nature, women, they don't dare touch that. It's always one way. If there was not an attack on masculinity, why is it always one way? So one thing we're going to do today is we're going to break down these commercials. If you don't see an attack on masculinity after this, then you just don't want to see it. You just don't want to see it because it's so visible to those who just have their eyes open, to those who are woke. Right? All these wokies out there. If you're so woke, how come nobody is fighting against this? In the name of equality, we need more commercials that attack feminine nature, right? Shouldn't we? But no, they'll never say anything like that. They'll never do that. Because they don't really want true masculine. They don't want true equality. They want superiority. They want to be better than you. They want to have things that they can do that you can't do. So, you know what? Let's just get right into it and we'll start breaking these things down.
I don't know about you, but I live with a bunch of animals. My kids are pigs, and my husband is, as soon as I clean the house.
Wait a second. So what did she say? She said the kids are pigs, right? The kids are pigs. What is her husband, though? Her husband is a jackass. That's what she's saying. Her husband is a donkey. Another name for a fool. Someone not to be taken serious.
It gets dirty again. That's why I have an iRobot Roomba.
The iRobot will help fix your stupid husband and these pesky kids, right?
I just push one button, and it eliminates the daily grind of keeping the floors clean. So I can spend more time with my best friend.
It's such a burden. Oh my gosh, she has to clean up the house for these dirty pigs. And then spend time with a jackass husband. That's what it says. That's the point they're making. Why did they pick a donkey?
iRobot. Let a robot do your dirty work.
Do y'all see anything here? Is this just a random commercial that I'm selecting? Is this one? Oh, you just being biased. You just picked the one commercial that made men or put men in a bad light, right? That's what I did. Maybe that's what I did. Maybe there's no bias against men at all. Maybe there's no attack on masculinity at all. I'm just making this up. It was one biased commercial and they got so much heat that they took it down, right? Wrong.
Oh, whoa, honey, okay. I mean, you can't, this isn't a stove, all right? I mean, what if I just walked into the kitchen and started making a salad?
Oh! Stupid man alert. He's coming to mansplain to his wife how to do something, and then he tells her that her rightful place is the kitchen. You get the message here? Do you get the message? The message is your husband, he's gonna come and say something stupid. He's gonna degrade you. He's going to hint and say dumb things that are socially inappropriate.
That'd be weird.
Right? I mean, look, there's a technique.
Okay.
How dare him try to show her how to do anything? She's a smart woman. She knows everything already.
Wow. It's okay, everyone. Thanks, hon.
Sarcasm. It's okay, everyone. My stupid husband tried to show me something that was so incredibly simple, and he thought because I was a woman, I wouldn't know how to do it. What an idiot. What an idiot. He has to be an idiot. He's a man.
Yep, it's that easy with Kingsford Matchlight.
Before we even go to the next one, what is the message there? The message is obvious. These stupid men think that grilling is a man thing and that it's complicated, but it's really very simple. And with our product, you can grill just like anybody else. Don't let this stupid man come in there and try to tell you what to do. Huh. Did he really think that was complicated?
Hey, honey. The Domino's lady just said we've got 30 minutes. You think what I'm thinking?
What are we gonna do with the other 28 minutes?
Oh! So here's the premise. They're ordering pizza, and it only takes a certain amount of time for it to get there. And he wants to do some happy playtime with his wife. What does she say? Instead of saying, oh, I would love to, we haven't had much time together. Nope. It's gonna take 30 minutes to get there? What are we gonna do with the other 29 minutes? I have to degrade you. I have to put you down. Your sexuality is being trampled on. And that's okay because you're a man. And men have no feelings. As you can see, the man laughs. That's totally cool. Now imagine. Imagine if this was the other way around. Just imagine. Like, I'm trying to think of a scenario where you could, but I don't even want to say the ones that I have in my head. Like saying a man, you know, was tearing down some drywall and said something about drywalls or something like that. Imagine if you degraded a woman on that level. And she just sat there and laughed in the commercial like, oh, it's no big deal. Tearing down a man's sexuality, totally fine. He's a minute man. He's your husband. You married him. And he's trash in bed. And now the whole world knows. It's great. Men suck, don't they? Am I right? Men suck, right?
You got a hot pizza. You got it to your door. Domino's. You got 30 minutes.
You got 30 minutes. to disappoint your wife.
I'm really glad Lisa set us up together.
Me too.
I normally hate.
This one is like hard to read, but basically she's hasn't been out on a date in a while because most men that she date are stupid. Surprise! Most men on the planet are stupid. If you're a man and you're watching this, guess what? You're stupid. Think about this. This is how they make money. They make money by calling you stupid. Yes. They have a team of people that get together in a room and sit around a table and say, you know how we're going to get people to buy our products? We're going to call men stupid and make women look like the smart ones in every single scenario. That's how we're going to get people to pay their hard-earned money for our product. They're betting on this to work. They have stake in this working. Do you understand? Do you see?
Hate it when friends pay you off with complete strangers.
Yeah.
Thing is, all the guys I've been out with recently have just been unbelievably stupid.
All the guys I've been out with recently have been unbelievably stupid. Oh, imagine if you as a man came to a date. You sat down and she says, oh, you look so nice. And he says, oh, you look nice too. And then you guys get to talking. You're like, oh man, it's just a breath of fresh air to be out with a woman. All the other women that I've been out with are unbelievably stupid. Imagine how that commercial would go over. What would happen to you? What would happen to your product if you tried to sell that?
Ain't no different now. Well, touch wood.
So she says, you're much different though. Knock on wood. And she knocks on wood.
So that be the door.
And he says, oh, that must be the door because she knocked on wood. He's so dense and so stupid. He couldn't tell the difference between her knocking on the wood and someone knocking on the door. But he's a man, so he has to be stupid, right? He must be stupid. That's the only thing that men are, because we know this because every commercial displays men are stupid, so they must be stupid, right? It's not like they built anything or created anything or work hard for the world to run. Nothing like that. There's no amount of appreciation that men deserve.
Good. Oh, good.
And she's disappointed. Let's feel sorry for her because she has to deal with these stupid men once again. So they just run up and kick the dude in the nuts. Perfectly fine. Imagine that you had a commercial and people would just run, not just people, men would run up to women and just sock them right in between their legs. What would happen? This is a commercial. This is a commercial about how, we ain't gonna say what the commercial is for because this point that they're making is so stupid. But just imagine that you could do this on the other side. Why is this okay to treat men this way? If any of you ever been kicked in the nuts, it is not funny, but it's always perpetuated as a funny thing. Now, I'm sure girls have something similar. Imagine you just made fun of a girl's time of the month on a commercial. Imagine that you just made fun of it and people laughed at it.
Is this what happens when you get caught driving without car insurance? No, but considering...
So she just kicks him right in the nuts and she walks away. No explanation as to why this is wrong. No trigger warning as to you shouldn't do this in real life. Because it's a man and men deserve to get hurt. How do you know that they deserve to get hurt? Because companies are betting their money on it.
The fines and penalties, it sure feels that way.
Little kids can do it. It's a family affair to kick a man in the nuts. Have at it. George is standing right there. He's man-spreading. Kick him right in the nuts.
100 Safe Auto. State minimum
1-800-SAFE-AUTO. That's their commercial.
coverage, maximum savings.
Comes back a second time. In case you didn't know, he came back and kicked you in the nuts from the back.
Bring it. Yes! Woo! Oh, what was that, like 5 games in a row? Huh?
Stupid father. For once, he's spending time with his daughter, but he has to ruin it by what? Jumping up and down on a game that he won against a little kid. Who's the leader in this situation? Look.
Don't get me wrong. You played great, hon, but your face was like...
Look, big stupid man can't... Would they ever put a mother in this situation? Would they ever display a mother playing a game against her son and she just gloats around like an idiot when she won, displaying that she's so childish, and then the kid is looking at her like, oh, this complete idiot. My mom is such an idiot. Would they ever do that?
It's classic. It's
Classic.
Like when things are real easy?
Juice box? Huh?
You're gonna love what we...
Look how stupid they make him out to be. Juice box? Huh? So it's like you're supposed to laugh at this guy because he's a horrible father. But when do you ever laugh at a woman for being a horrible mother?
We've done to retirement planning. It's called My Plan from Fidelity. Retirement planning made easy.
Retirement planning. What's the message there?
Smart move.
You mind if we,
3 men, you know it's gonna be bad.
Go ahead.
Tostitos.
Isn't that typical? One guy working and the rest just standing around.
Yeah, it's a wonder anything gets done.
Only person that's working is the woman. She's saving the company single-handedly, right? They're all looking and being such hypocrites by looking at other people and wondering, how is any work getting done? And the only one in the office that's doing anything is the woman. What a coincidence! Would you ever see 3 women standing around? And then the only one working is the man, and them being hypocritical, saying, man, I wonder how anything is done. And then you turn and see the man doing all the work. Would you ever display that?
Never cut it in the corporate world.
I got it.
Nothing brings people together
She solved it. She's our hero.
like great tasting Tostito scoops, tortilla chips, and salsa. With its unique bowl shape, you get the perfect dip every time.
Nice job, team.
Take it. Now they're taking credit for what the beautiful, smart, educated woman has done. If only we all had a beautiful, smart, educated women to take care of us, right? And this is the thing. You would think these commercials have had no effect, but look at the society we're in now. I just watched a Fresh and Fit episode where the girl really thought that she could fight a full-grown man. This girl had to be maybe 150 pounds. She thought she could win a fight with any full-grown man. And she really believed it. You could see the stupidity in her eyes. These commercials, these movies, the marketing strategies that these people have, they have an effect. And it has an effect more on women because women are more malleable. They are. This is why 70% of all marketing goes towards women, because they're more easily influenced. Men are not influenced as easy as women are. Women shop more. Commercials are geared towards them because they work. They're not doing and spending millions upon billions of dollars on marketing because it doesn't work. They're doing it because it works. And it works because women are buying it. And they're not just buying it in terms of the product. They're buying the lie. They're buying the lie that your husband is worthless, that he brings nothing to the table, and that guess what? You're better off without him. and that he's just a stupid grown child that needs to be taken care of. He doesn't deserve any respect in his own home. He can be made fun of. His pain means nothing. His feelings mean nothing. And guess what? This is why when you talk to these women, right? And they talk about men's feelings, they don't care. They do not care. Like, you talk about men's struggles and what men want. If a man wants you to be fit, feminine, friendly, cooperative, they will say, I don't care what you want. It's about what I want. Your feelings don't matter in a relationship. Relationships are all about me. Right? And then you say masculinity is not under attack. It absolutely is. If it wasn't, then why would they bank their whole financial stake on it? You don't see not one commercial like this in the other way. If it was about equality, and if it was an attack on masculinity, wouldn't you be able to find one commercial that makes women look stupid in the face of men? Not just women being stupid. I'm not just talking about women being stupid, because there's all types of funny commercials where just a woman says something goofy or funny. I'm talking about a commercial where women fail at the expense of men. And do I want that? No. I'm not saying I want commercials to make women look stupid. But where's the balance? Is there any balance? And guess what? It's a question that even my sons, as small as they are, they will ask, why is every man in commercials stupid? Dad, you not like that. But you see, they get the messaging. They will ask questions like that because that's not what they see in real life. But other people who are consuming this stuff, subconsciously, it will start to affect them, and then they will act out on it. They will start to be like, make slick comments. Oh yeah, whatever, I can make a slick comment. I can talk about a man's sex life and how he's inadequate. He has no feelings. He'll just laugh, right? It's cool to do.
Meet you at the Tostitos.
Is that Ricky Fisher in your Fave 5? 3-time first grade.
You know this commercial old. They got a flip phone in it. But it's not so old that it's not relevant. Because the company still exists.
Grader Ricky Fisher?
2 times, Mom.
Oh, honey, doesn't that kid eat pencils? Honey, you need to associate with smart guys.
Sort of like how you have Dad and Uncle Joe in your 5.
That's exactly right.
Go, go!
So she says, as a mother, you need to associate with smart guys. And the daughter says, sort of like you have Uncle Joe and Dad in your group. Insinuating that her own dad and her own uncle are stupid. Now look what her own uncle and dad do. They making a ramp in the backyard and driving off of it. The message here is that men are nothing different than grown children that get themselves into stupid, reckless situations. And they need a smart woman to stop them.
Got it.
Who's in your...
And furthermore, a small girl child is smarter than an adult man. That's the messaging. A small child who is a female is smarter than a grown man that supposedly raised you. What do you even need these men around for? That's why you see these women on TikTok. What's a man's purpose? We don't even need men. In the future, we'll live without men. You think that people aren't buying these commercials? Oh, no one's affected by this, right? But guess what? Then why are they saying dumb stuff like they can live without men then? Why?
Fave 5. With my faves, each family member gets unlimited calls to any 5 people, any number, even landlines. T-Mobile, stick together.
That is awesome. Look how fast that is. So it's kind of encyclopedia-ish.
Wow, starts off good. Man helping his daughter with homework, right?
It is an encyclopedia. Hellish.
His daughter got a slick mouth. Corrected the father. He says, it's like an encyclopedia. She said, it's like encyclopedia-ish, right? And she's like, it is an encyclopedia. No-ish. Just slick talking to her dad. Because what does his feelings matter, right? He's just her father. He's just a man.
Tell him I thought you were going to watch the dog.
Yes.
Mother comes in. She has to remind him that he has responsibilities. I thought you were going to wash the dog. No one dare ask why ain't she washing the dog if she's so concerned about it. Because we all know that in suburban white households, the mother's in charge, right? She's the one who dictates who does what. She has a honey-do list that you come and do. And you better do it or there'll be hell to pay. We all know this. This is how they want you to live. They do not want men to be masculine leaders. They want you to be servants to your wife. Servants to your girlfriend. Servants to the OnlyFans girl that you pay for her attention.
She's working on a school project. I'm kind of helping her out.
Look at her face. She's so annoyed by her father's presence, she couldn't be any more disgusted. She's disgusted that he's even there trying to help her. She doesn't need his help. She's a smart woman. She's strong and independent. She doesn't need him. Why is he even there? Annoying everybody. Look at the mother. What is she going to say to shed light on this situation?
Tom, leave her alone.
Look it. What did I say about women giving commands? The mother comes in and she says, Tom, leave her alone. As if he's a dog. He don't have no say in his own home. Look at his face. Look at his face. He has no say in this. He's like, Master has spoken, right? Master has spoken. He better get to that dog washing or he gonna be in the doghouse next. That's the message. And look at the daughter. She's like, ugh, get this annoying man away from me. I can't deal with any more of his stupidity. I wish I just had two moms instead of a dad.
Tom!
Look, Tom! Don't make me say it again. You better not. You better not just stay right like when you do your kids. Didn't I tell you to get over there? Didn't I tell you? That's what she did to Tom. Tom better not go against his wife. He better not. That will be his butt. It might go even to that commercial previously where they was kicking the man in the nuts. She might do that to Tom if he doesn't listen. Here's the thing. This is the blueprint they have for you. This is what they teach you marriage is like. This is why people like Coach Greg Adams don't agree with marriage, because this is what they have in their head as what marriage is. And for a lot of people, that's what marriage is to them. That you are a servant to your wife, happy life. Gotta check with the old ball and chain. She's the boss. Yo, how many times have you heard this? I subscribe to none of that. Not because I don't love my wife. Not because she doesn't have anything educated or good to say to me. Not because I don't take any of her feelings into consideration. But because as a man, you are the leader. You're called by God to lead. I don't care what society says. They can call you male chauvinistic pig, and they've done it to me. They can say you're controlling. They've done it to me. They can call you a jerk and say you don't know how to lead. You don't know what you're doing. You're raising your little boys up to be little jerks. So what? So what? This is what the alternative is. They want you to be like Tom.
Fast, powerful Verizon DSL and all the tools that come with it.
What are you eating?
Multigrain Cheerios.
So, trying to watch your weight?
No, why?
Nothing. It's just the box. It says it's low in fat.
Do I look like I need to watch my weight?
Ooh, look. How does she respond to him? He's trying to make conversation. He's a stupid man, though. He shouldn't have done that. Look, now he's scared. Look at his face. Do I look like I need to watch my weight? Uh-oh. Who's in charge here? Who's the leader? And who's the one that's a servant? Who's the one who's the submissive one? And who's the one that dictates what goes on in the house? Is it the man in this situation, or is it the woman?
No. It just says it has 110 calories per serving.
Yeah, but there are other reasons why I like it.
I know. It's the box. It just says it's made with 5 whole grains.
Look how she's looking at him like, you're digging yourself in a hole. You're stupid. Ugh. You're so stupid. Look at her face. Ugh, I can't believe I married this idiot. He's an idiot. How dare he even insinuate that I'm not perfect in all my ways, right? Look at her face. That's what you gotta think. These are actors. They're told what to say. They're told how to act. They're even told facial expressions. And the cameraman pans and zooms in to facial expressions that will get the point across. And this is what they know will get the point across for you to buy their product. And in order for you to buy their product, they know you must relate. And in order for you to relate, you have to look at that person and think, this is what I could be like. These are conversations I might have. I can relate to this. As a woman, my husband says stupid things all the time that he needs to be questioned on, and he dare not say anything like that again. And next time, I'm going to give him the same look that this crunched up face lady has. Just like she's disgusted, my husband said something stupid yesterday, and I was disgusted. He's just an idiot man who always saying stupid things without thinking, right?
That's good, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. What else does the box say?
What else does the box say? Like, you were digging yourself in a hole and keep digging so I can unleash my wrath on you.
Box says, shut up, Steve.
So, Steve. The box says, shut up, Steve. He's trying to be cute by submitting to his wife. As if he said something wrong. Look at the conversation. He didn't say, let's back this up. Because think about we'll watch the whole thing and think, what is the point they're getting across to men? What did he do wrong? Look, he didn't even say you're fat. He just asked. And what are they trying to get the point across? You can't even ask.
No, why?
Nothing, it's just the box.
Look.
Grain Cheerios.
So, trying to watch your weight?
No, why?
Nothing, it's just the box. It says it's low in fat.
Do I look like I need to watch my weight?
No. It just says it has 110 calories per serving.
Yeah, but there are other reasons why I like it.
I know. It's the box. It just says it's made with 5 whole grains. And that's good, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. What else does the box say?
Box says, shut up, Steve.
Look how happy. Look how happy she is that he degraded himself on the altar of serving his wife. He degrades himself on the altar of serving his wife. He has to put himself down to lift her up. What else does the box say? It says, shut up, Steve. You don't have anything to say, Steve. You're getting none tonight, Steve. Your balls deserve to get kicked in, Steve. This is what they want, man. I'm telling you. This is what they want. You, as a man, look in the mirror and say to yourself, this is what they want me to be. In order to be a man, I cannot follow what society wants me to be. I must follow what God wants me to be. Oh, let me look. Here's another funny thing that I noticed.
That's good, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Look at his face. How worried he is. It's like he's going before the king. And you dare not say anything wrong in front of the queen. She will say, off with your head. Look at the worry in his face, in his eyes. He's like, please accept me. Please be happy. I want this conversation to go right. Please. I don't want to have a bad day at work. Please don't beat me, Martha. He is concerned. They want him to look like that. They want every conversation that you have with a woman to be a minefield. That you have to be concerned about every word you choose. Because she might just be offended.
What else does the box say?
Box says, shut up, Steve.
Look, she's so happy.
Cheerio cereal, because it tastes good.
Hi, we'd like
This one is kind of, we got to break this down.
2 fudge brownie temptations.
She's waving at the young man. They're in Dairy Queen. She gives him the twinkly, fluttery eye.
Just make it one.
She tells her mother to order one. Just one. Maybe her and the mom are gonna share it. Maybe that's the idea here.
I'm surprised you wanted to share.
Actually, I don't.
Pardon me, ladies. This is compliments of the gentleman in the donkey shirt.
It's like shooting fish in a barrel.
Fun.
What is the message there? She comes into Dairy Queen. Her mother's going to order her ice cream. She doesn't have to pay for it either way. But instead, it's totally cute thing to do for a girl to take advantage and make that little boy pay for hers. It's like shooting fish in a barrel, she said. It's like shooting fish in a barrel. She's done this before. She's no novice. What in the world is she gonna be when she grow up? She's taking advantage of young men already, and it's totally fine. It's like shooting fish in a barrel to get this man to pay for my stuff. Now, if it was a good mother, she would pick it up, give it back to that boy, and be like, you don't have to buy my daughter anything. I'm already buying her something. Nope. It's just cool. This is fine. This is what little Sally is being taught. This is totally what men are for. It's like shooting fish in a barrel. They're supposed to buy you things. This is what little girls are supposed to do. He's supposed to spend money on you. You're supposed to give him the little twinkly and get him to be manipulated into giving up his profits for you. That's what you're supposed to do, right?
In love with the new fudge brownie temptation at Dairy Queen, topped with gooey fudge, moist brownie pieces, and whipped topping.
Stupid man. Doesn't even know how to use his own tools. What is he even doing in the kitchen with that? That's an outdoor equipment right there. What is he doing? He's stupid. He's a man. Obviously, he's dumb. Wife enters. Look at her face. She hands him the mop. We're all saved. Thanks to her quick, on her feet thinking. When her husband, who's a complete idiot, was trying to use a dang on lawn blower inside the kitchen.
Some people will try anything for more cleaning power.
Look at how upset she is. Look at the body language. I'm so upset with how stupid he is. How could I have ever married him? Why did I find myself in a situation with such a big, complete fool? I can't believe he's doing it again. Doing what? Being an idiot. Being a man. He's an idiot. Why would he even try to do something that dumb?
But Lippmann's improved Wonder Mop has microfiber grip strips that lift and lock more dirt. And when you're done, don't toss it, just wash it. Another reason Lippmann makes good clean.
You make your wife happy by doing work. Specifically, kitchen cleaning, right? Here's the things they want you to get from this. Don't be a stupid man. Use the tools your wife told you to use, you idiot.
Sense.
You can't just throw this at me.
Well, Dad's in the doghouse again. He just showed up with his client unannounced. Not even a text.
Husbands' communication skills are just trash, right? They can't be fixed. He brings some random dude home without even talking to the boss. You have to consult your wife before you do anything.
Luckily, you've got Kraft homestyle
In front of their son.
mac and cheese in the pantry, so Mom can save the day.
So Mom can save the day. Thank goodness for moms, because if we just had fathers around, the planet would be doomed. No one can exist without a mother. They're the saving grace of the family. Look at the whole family's body language. They're so, oh man, if it wasn't for this stupid man, our family would be perfectly fine. Why would he even dare to do anything without consulting the brains of the family, the mother, right?
Well, isn't this nice?
Dad really screwed this up.
Oh! Oh! The son has to turn to the camera, and the man has to be emasculated in front of his own son. Dad really screwed this up. Now, where would he be getting that idea from, that his dad screwed everything up? Honestly, let me teach a life lesson here, ladies. And this is for any lady who might watch this. If you want to be a good wife, and there's ever people around you, especially your husband friends or his colleagues or people he work with, one of the ways that you can absolutely lose your husband's love and respect is by embarrassing him in front of his friends and colleagues and making him a little man to them. Belittling him. Say he brings friends back by surprise, and you have an attitude and you degrade him in front of them. You can guarantee you just went down a couple of notches. Even he might not even say anything to you, because he might be a weak simp man, for one, or he might just not know how to verbalize it. But I'm telling you right now, if you disrespect him in front of his friends, as a man, that is one of the cardinal sins that you should never do. If you have something to say, then you should wait till they leave, and then you can be like, hey, can I talk to you? What you did while they were here, I don't appreciate that. But if you degrade him and demasculate him in front of his friends, especially work friends or colleagues where he has to have a certain status to do his job, if you do that, you can pretty much cross off that you're a horrible wife. And that he's going to lose love for you. Now, we can talk about Christianity and love is a choice, and I totally understand that. But I'm telling you, some things that affect how a man feels, just like if you don't communicate with a woman, you cannot expect her to be in love with you. If you just don't communicate at all and you just use her, she is not going to be in love with you. As a man, if you disrespect him, and especially in front of his friends, especially in front of colleagues that he works with, he is going to lose love for you, and you're going to have to make that up. You're going to have to make that situation better. You're going to have to apologize. And guess what? If you really want to make things right, you will invite his friends over again, the ones you had an attitude in front of, and apologize in front of them. Saying something like, you know what, last time I really had a bad attitude, and I don't want you guys to think that this is part of my character. I was not displaying professionalism when you guys came over last time, and I was disrespecting my husband in front of you, and I want to apologize to him, and I want to apologize to you, and I'm never going to have that happen again. That is what a good wife would do. And you would say, that's crazy. No, it's only crazy because in our society, women are so out of whack with what the Bible says about submission that they don't know the first thing about submitting. And men don't know how to be men, for one, so we can talk about that, and that may be a next video I do. But right now, we're looking at the biasness of what these commercials are teaching. And they're teaching that women should be in the masculine leadership role of the family.
Kraft Homestyle Macaroni and Cheese. Cheesy noodles topped with golden brown breadcrumbs. You know you love it.
Kraft Macaroni and Cheese saves the day because mom cooked it even though her husband got her in a stupid situation. That's what they want you to get from this. The wife is a savior. The husband is a submissive idiot.
Discover card. I asked my husband to pay our bill, and he forgot. Yeah.
Oh, she asked her husband to do something. And what did he do? He's an idiot, so he forgot. You can't depend on these people. They're men. They just play around and drive around off ramps in their backyard. They don't actually accomplish or build or create anything. They're stupid.
Yeah, I've got one like that too, but you have the IT card, and it's your first time making a payment, so there's no late fee.
Really?
Yep. You don't even have to ask. And we'll never raise your APR for paying late either.
Oh, that's great.
So, is your husband off the hook?
No.
Oh, no. You must be out of your mind. To ask me to have mercy on the man I married? You're crazy. Why would I ever use or not use an opportunity to hold something over his head? He's an idiot man that needs to be taught a lesson. No. Oh, you must be crazy to think I'm not going to punish him. I'm in charge, and I dictate the punishments. He needs to be punished, and I will punish him.
He went out for milk last week and came back with a puppy.
Hold it.
Look at him. He's making more irresponsible decisions. He can't be trusted. Now, it'd be one thing if they were just saying this once, but every commercial has the same themes.
Hold it.
Well, forgiveness is a wonderful thing.
Yeah.
At Discover.
Look, so forgiveness is a wonderful thing. Yeah. I'm not going to forgive him. He doesn't deserve my forgiveness. He's an idiot. Why did I even marry him? Obviously, all these, here's the thing too. Every commercial, you know what they display about men, women, and dating? That the women are often dating down. They're far superior in every way to the man they're with. He's stupid. He's irresponsible. He makes rash decisions. He's soft. He's so submissive. And then you wonder why women go around today and just think every man is beneath them. Even the most monkey mouth, whale wombat, swamp donkey woman will go around saying I deserve a dude who looks and as tall as LeBron James with just as much money. They think that because they buy into these lies. If they're not buying into it, why would the commercials be doing it?
Discover. We treat you like you'd treat you. Late payment forgiveness. Get the IT card at discover.com.
Oh, this might not be it. I think that's the end of all the commercials. You know what? Maybe we'll review some TikTok videos too, but I don't know. I haven't really planned this out. Let's see. Oh, there go all my videos. All the stuff I like. Should I review some TikTok videos? Or should I save that for another time? How long have we been going? Let me see. Because the thing is, TikTok, it has its positives and negatives, but some of the stuff on there is just mindless entertainment. And then there's some gems on there that you can find if you really look. Let me see. Now I gotta select one because I've been on here too long. Jordan Peterson, I love him.
Most men lack.
How about making the medical conversion of boys into girls and girls into boys illegal? We don't allow minors to get tattoos. They can't drink or drive or both. They can't vote. And plenty of them are confused enough and hurt enough and starved for attention enough to drift into the hands of the villainous woke propagandists to allow the butchers to cut off their breasts and their balls.
I think it's child abuse. When you talk about what they're doing to kids right now, when they, for the sake of being woke, for the sake of telling somebody that they're down with the trans movement, they are telling kids that they should cut off their private parts. Stuff that is irreversible. It's sick what they are doing and teaching these young kids. It's absolutely sick. And honestly, I think it's child abuse. And if you do that to your child, I don't care what the woke mob says. I don't care if they come for me. I don't care if they come for my job. I don't care if they come and say crazy things and try to ruin my life. I have to stand on what I know is right. And to say that a kid at the young ages of 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 should not be cutting off their private parts to be the opposite sex, that should be common sense. It makes me sick that people even have to feel that they can't say that. And that's exactly where Satan wants you. That's exactly where Satan wants you, where common sense and standing on what's right is something that you gotta fear to say. I don't fear to say it because God has my back on this stuff. And I know if I stand for what's right, and even if this video somehow goes viral and people don't like what I have to say, God has my back. And he is going to bless the truth. He's not going to bless the lie that these people say.
We've already passed legislation in much of the Western world outlawing so-called conversion therapy, which was a pseudo-problem to begin with because it was virtually never happening except among more explicitly fundamentalist counselors who were sporadically attempting to remediate, is there a more politically correct word, homosexuality. I don't know if anyone noticed, but the most severe form of conversion therapy is precisely the double mastectomies, removal of ovaries, uteri, and testes, and hormonal transformation of hapless children. So now a counselor, a physician, or social worker risks his or her license, reputation, and livelihood if she or he dares talk to a minor about identity.
This is why I don't often think that the world's therapy and philosophies should be gone to for help. It's as a Christian or otherwise. They are forbidden to talk truthfully about certain subjects. Say you're going to therapy and you're a young Christian man and you're struggling with sexual immorality. Say you're struggling with lust for the same sex. They're never going to tell you that that's wrong. They're never going to tell you to get help. They're never going to tell you to say no to yourself. They're never going to tell you God has a different plan for your life. They wouldn't utter that because their job will be in jeopardy. They wouldn't even have got that far in school if they thought that. So that's why this therapy talk that everybody's talking about. Christians should go get therapy. If it's not Christian therapy by a Christian therapist, doesn't matter if they're necessary. I don't care about the world's licensing. If it's not Christian therapy, or if it's not therapy through your church, how can you trust these people to tell you what's right? And I'm not just talking about any old Christian therapist. You have to vet them, of course. See if they line up with the Word of God. See if they're going to give you instruction based in the Word of God before you just go believing anybody who says anything just because they have a degree. Degrees don't mean anything nowadays when a person with a degree is saying that it's beneficial for children to cut their body parts off. People with degrees are saying this, so why should you believe anybody anymore? You have to vet people and see what they're saying. Let's see.
Most men lack all sexual discipline. Their bodies say Pornhub, they do.
That's true. The reason why I don't necessarily subscribe to a lot of the red pill philosophy is because they don't teach sexual discipline enough. They don't teach that God dictates what you should do with your body. They don't teach that you should not let anything control you but the Holy Spirit. And with that, there comes a culture of sleeping around and making degeneracy your goal in life. that you should get notches on your belt, that you should try to sleep around with as many women as possible. But you can see this from the life of Solomon and Ecclesiastes that all of that is vanity. It won't give you joy. Yeah, it might be fun for about 30 seconds of you doing it. But then afterwards, you feel empty and hollow inside. I know, because every one of us have indulged in our own worldly pleasures at one point. It's very enticing because you're surrounded by it constantly. But guess what? It won't give you any satisfaction. And the people who say to indulge in that degeneracy, they usually have sad lives because they don't have any purpose. After you sleep with the 100 girls, what's 101? After you done had sex with one supermodel, what's another one? After a while, don't you want something to fulfill you? Don't you want to actually fulfill your purpose as a man? Because, okay, then you find out the secret to sleep with all the girls in the world. Then what? Then what? You buy nice cars, then you buy one, then you buy two, then you buy 23. Then what? And then people say, well, then you keep striving for more. Then you die. That's the real story. Then you die. And then you got to answer to the real top G.
Their body says she's here. They have no discipline. When you're waiting till marriage is not about not having sex. It's all about pursuing God. In spite of how I feel.
That's correct. I agree.
Most men lack all sexual discipline.
That is true. Most men. The reason why we have simps it's not necessarily because men cannot get sex. That's part of it. But it's simply because we allow sex to control us. Men see a beautiful woman and they haven't got attention, and they made that their God to get attention, especially sexual attention from a woman. So what do? Instead of taking their money to the offering into the church, they go to the church of OnlyFans and they pay their God there. For any type of recognition. That's what simps do. They go to the strip club and they go to the altar of the strip club and they throw their blessings. Their God is fulfilling their own lust and their own sexual desires. They have no self-control. You want to show me a man that's stronger than every other man? Show me a man that's masters sexual self-control. There's only a few of us on the planet, I'll tell you that much. And even we struggle with the fight of it every day. Even we have to have the Holy Spirit that dictates how we walk, order our steps every day. There's a reason why the Bible says run from sexual immorality. Because you cannot fight it. And as a man, if you want to be a simp, the quickest way is to let sexual indulgence and degenerate behavior take over your mind. You will find yourself without self-control doing whatever it takes to get sex. Is that how you want to live, or do you want to be in control of yourself, controlled by the Holy Spirit?
Their bodies say Pornhub, they do. Their body says she's here, they have no discipline.
No discipline.
When you're waiting till marriage is not about not having sex. It's all about pursuing God.
I agree. 100%. I agree. It is not simply about I'm abstaining from bad sex. Sex is great. Sex is good. In the context that God has for you. And to trust in God that everything good comes from Him. And that He's not withholding good and fun from you like the world says. He's actually wanting you to do it in the environment that He created it for. And in that you will find fulfillment. The biggest statistic that one of the red pill people use is that the more sex that a woman has had with more men, the more she has trouble linking with her husband. That is true. But it also works for men as well. Sex is spiritual on both sides. Now, does it affect the male and the female differently? Of course. I'm not denying that. But what I'm saying is it's still a spiritual act. And if you don't contain it As a man, the Bible talks about it as a fire. It will consume you. It will destroy your life.
In spite of how I feel. Most men lack all sexual discipline. Their body...
Let's go to the next.
All right, y'all listen to this. This is getting off.
That don't mean shit. I don't care how popular you are, how good you look. Looks don't necessarily do it all for me. Like, I need to see you as a whole entire package.
Typically, when you get older, mileage has increased. Kids have increased. Your weight has increased. So you kind of fell out of your prime a bit. When you were in your prime, you were targeting toxicity. And we're not talking about you. We're talking about the average woman. So most women, when they get older, they'll start realizing, okay, this toxic dude that I've been chasing forever is not good for me.
That's true. They mature, but oftentimes women, as much as they brag about maturing more than men, they often mature too slowly when it comes to picking the good man. You know why? Because it's not supposed to be their job to pick a man alone. You're supposed to have your father, your brother, your pastor, your deacons vet a man for you. You're not supposed to just pick him on how you feel, because how you feel changes every day. If you pick a man on how he makes you feel one day, 10 years down the line, you don't think your feelings are going to change? This is why marriage is such a foreign concept to this generation. What if I just fall out of love, as if love is not a choice? The Bible talks about love as being a choice. You choose to love. God chose to love us. Even while we were yet sinners, he died for us. Love comes from God. God is love. We're being godly to other people when we love. And people think that marriage, me just falling out of love, is something that just naturally happens. You have to make a choice to do that.
Like, I done experienced it. He's cheating all around, you know what I'm saying? He's making me feel like nothing and all this. You know what? I'm going to go try to pursue the man that's actually good for me. But by
the time it's too late,
you done had a kid with this toxic man. Or you done, been stressed out to where you done gained weight. So you're not in your prime no more.
Yep, that's true. I hate to say it like that because women do not like to be told this, because it is one of the harshest truths of life. A lot of times women learn too late. By the time they learn what type of man is actually good for them, they're 45, 50 years old. And the man who wants to have a family and pregnancy problems start at 35, he's looking for a 20-something-year-old. And he shouldn't be shamed for that, just like you were not shamed for liking and doing what you did.
And that's typically how it goes. So now you are doing the good man a disservice because they're not getting you at your prime. They're getting you on the clearance rack. And that's what I feel like the problem is.
Uh-oh. The Godfather. He's right about everything he said.
Nigga, when you get pulled overnight.
Never use sex as a weapon against your husband.
Truth.
Sex often is probably some of the most extraordinary advice I never got. As a working mom, we get tired, exhausted, overwhelmed. But it is dangerous to neglect our husband's needs.
This is true. This is true because in today's society where women have the most control, they look at it as, you should never ask me or pressure me to do anything. And most men are like, ugh. Well, what about the needs of the man? I'll put it this way. If you were to, as a man, come to your home and you go from work and your wife asks you how work is and you go, yeah. And you go upstairs and you do whatever you want to do. And you don't say one word to her all day. And you go to sleep, you wake up. Same thing happens again. How was work? Yeah. And you go and you do your own thing. And that happens for 2, 3, 4 weeks. And then you have sex with her once a month. Not even the sex. Sorry, I messed up the whole thing. If you talk to her once a month. That's how men feel when they're not having sexual fulfilling relationships in their marriage. Because that communication that women absolutely need, And we would all say, that what type of idiot, evil man is that not talking to his wife? Doesn't he know a woman needs to be communicated with? Doesn't he know she's going to get insecure if he doesn't say anything to her? Doesn't he know that's how he's going to ruin his marriage if he just doesn't talk to her? That's exactly how men feel when they're not sexually fulfilled in marriage. Exactly. Where you like, a woman will be like, dang, man, what did I do? I feel like we're just not connecting. I feel like I just did something wrong. Why wouldn't he even want to talk to me? Why would he marry me if he doesn't want to talk to me? Why is our communication so negative? How are we going to keep on going like this if we can't communicate? That's how men feel with sex. And I wish more women would understand that, because it should not be named among us not to be in a healthy sexual relationship as Christian men and women who are married, of course. That should not be named among us.
And I'll explain to you why. Sex is such a huge part of a man's identity. It's the way he emotionally bonds with us.
Yes.
And it's crazy because God wired his body this way. When a man experiences an orgasm, his body releases the bonding hormone, oxytocin, in such extraordinary amounts. Women experience it as well, but men do 400% times more.
I didn't know that. I don't know if that's true, but that's something I'll look into.
Why you can't get past 3 or 4 days on...
I don't know about that. I don't know about that.
Andrew.
Man. This one is funny.
Shut your...
Men have 6 times.
Let me skip this one too.
Modern women syndrome.
Yes. Well, New York streets.
Hmm. Where do you work?
He worked at the mall.
So, and you were leaving your apartment?
Yeah. I just thought we would be better as friends while we both...
Okay, so I want you guys to understand something. What did I say?
Uh-oh, you want to break it down?
That in neither of the two scenarios did she mention a man, and she barked at me. I want you guys to remember that. And like I said Monday night, I asked the question, what does a successful life look like for a woman like yourself? And she started talking about the feelings thing. The relationship, I said, you need to start asking women how their relationships end. And I want you guys to understand, this one was in a 5-year relationship, and she ended in a cold, callous way.
That's a shame.
The man was on...
Women do not like you pointing out their wrongs in a bold manner. They do not like it. They want to dress it up in a certain way where it's acceptable. But if you talk as men talk and just lay out exactly what they did, well, it wasn't really like that.
Sorry. Okay.
You think it's appropriate for a 5-year relationship to be driving somebody to French toast ass work, and they got to have that on their mind while they're at work? See, I told you modern women are cowards. They don't.
A lot of them are.
Deal with conflict, and when they're done with you, they get rid of you. That's what I said today. Know when to run, know when to walk, and when to run. That video is on this channel and on YouTube. I don't just talk. And then I said, well, tell me the details. Oh, that was 2 years ago. I guarantee you he remembers what the hell you did to him.
This is the problem. A lot of times is it's always about her feelings. And this is why as men we have to be stoic, because you're going to find out sooner or later that the world does not give a crap what you feel. A girl could cheat on you and people will laugh. They will laugh at you. You could be crying and at the bottom of a bottle with a pistol in your mouth. And if you die, they will not care. You will be replaced. She will find another man. Your job will replace you. No one cares. And here's the thing about that. Either that can make you sad or it can make you strong. Because you have to make the world respect you. By what you put out into the world, what you create, what you do, and what you demand. And guess what? Look at these TikToks with these girls just laughing at the dudes they cheated on, laughing at the dudes that they dogged out. All their little stories. You think that any of them feel any remorse about what they've done? How they break up with their men? Oh, he was a broke boy, so I left him and slept with another man on the same night. They do not care. You have to demand respect. And I'll tell you one thing. It's hard for me to care about men who don't demand respect. Because if you're soft and you're weak and you think the world is going to roll out a red carpet for you to live the life you want to live and you don't want to work hard, then enjoy being a loser that no one cares about. Life does not get any easier. It only gets harder. And you got to work. Everything you want in life is behind hard work. And you got to make up your mind that you are not going to be like everybody else. People often get on shows, masculine shows, and be like, well, every man can't be successful. Well, I'm going to tell you this. If my show ever gets big, my show is for those who will be. I'm not worried about those who are too weak and too soft and big crybabies and Hunter Avalons. I'm not worried about those type of dudes. They're never going to get out of the slump they're in. They're going to be depressed because they don't have a good outlook on life. I'm not worried about those type of dudes being successful. They'll never be successful. I teach to the people who have an ear to listen. And if you want to listen, then you can better your life.
Bet you that. I bet you that. And I'm going to tell you something. Any man who's worth his salt that will look for a wife is going to ask you these questions too.
Okay, and I can be able to tell them the full story about it. But
No, you can't. No, you can't. No, you can't. Because
women think that, a lot of women, modern day women specifically, think that they could dress up a bad story and make you accept it. That they just going to put a bunch of flowers around a piece of poop and then serve it to you on a platter. And because it has the flowers around it, that you're going to eat it and be happy and be like, oh, this is so tasty. Absolutely not. You cannot dress up. I've had women talk to me and explain to me how they straight up dogged somebody. Whether they stole property or burned somebody's clothes or bashed their car. And then they say, wait, but it wasn't really that bad. He did this and he did that. And I you don't understand what he did to me, and that should make it all. And I'm like, well, no. You did what was wrong and you need to be accountable for your behavior. But, ain't no buts. You can't dress up the wrong you did. Accept accountability.
So, well, you think you can. Why would they sit here and listen to this shit? 5-year relationship for a 28-year-old woman, and you just, on the way to work, I told them, dude, 10 minutes outside of work, this just ain't gonna work. Peace out.
I didn't do it like that, though.
Oh, okay.
You're
Oh, the way you did it made it so much better, I'm sure.
making me sound like I did it.
Ma'am, I asked you how you did it. Ma'am, I asked you how you did it.
I can't
You said it was
understand
2 years ago. I want you guys to understand that this is how serious this is how little they care. I have selective memory. This is the man she spent 5 years with. Y'all had sex, right?
Yeah.
Right, so he was all up inside your body.
Mm-hmm.
But when you were leaving him, you didn't even give him the dignity of say, thank you for spending 5 years with me. You didn't sit him down.
No. See, that's how I know he's a simp, because you broke up with him in such a disrespectful way. On the way to work, okay, we done. 5 years in the relationship, and we're still friends. That man should not be friends with you. He must be weak.
He's probably a sucker.
Ah, see? And I have not even watched this before. So me and the Godfather is on the same page. He's a simp. Because a man who will let you disrespect him continuously and break up with him in a disrespectful manner and still reach out to you to be friends when he knows you're probably banging someone else, that's not a... I was going to say that's not a good man, but some people will misunderstand me. He's a weak man. And in my eyes, a weak man is good for nothing.
No,
because he was in your car. Let me tell you something. Any man that would let you drive him to work,
yes,
and he's going to the mall, where were you working at?
I was a flight attendant.
Mhm. Any man that would be in this position in
Modern
society-
women.
I'm very glad that
A genius.
I'm very glad that none of these opinions are actually accepted in academia and haven't been for over 70 years. Sent this here on Twitter.
Well, okay, so the notion that they haven't been accepted for over 70 years is a bizarre one, considering they were accepted until about 5 minutes ago.
Correct.
And the basic idea that male and female do not exist runs counter to all mammalian biology, all of it, not just human.
I've said this before in the Hunter Avalon versus Sneeko debate. People love to say masculinity is a social construct so that they can control you and be the gods of their own life. That's the goal. They will always say these things like, well, I'm glad these ideas are over, that men and women are such, what's the word to use? In these binding, whatever they call it, that they think that sexuality and gender is a spectrum. Absolutely not. That is a new made-up ideology. And it's wrong.
Are we to suggest that gender and sex are different in walruses? How does this work exactly? Like, are they different in bears? Anytime you have all mammalian reproduction is rooted in the idea that there's a sexual dichotomy between male and female. To obscure that with all sorts of semantic word games about how you feel subjectively has no bearing on whether male and female are categories that exist. And if you're trying to define male and female with reference to any subjective category that cannot be identified by any metric whatsoever other than how you feel today, I challenge whether that is scientific or whether that is merely a self-perception that is being guided by a political agenda.
Absolutely. Ben Shapiro be snapping. Oh my gosh, I probably watched every single debate he's had. I love that guy because the dude, he's got that fast talking wit. And from all the people who says, oh, he just picks on people below him, I haven't seen you beat him in a debate. I have not seen anyone beat this guy in a debate. So all this talk about Ben Shapiro this and Ben Shapiro that, and he only picks on people at conferences where they're below him and come to the mic. I haven't seen anybody beat him in a debate, and I haven't seen any of his points disproven. Here's the thing. What he said is absolutely true. This is more about politics than it is about anything else. And that's why I refuse to lie to people. I will refuse to use somebody's pronouns that they have dictated that I have to use. Z and zer and all that nonsense. I will not. I'll call them by their last name. And that's how I maintain respect. I respect you as a person, but I will not lie to you. That goes against my religion, sir. And that's where I'll keep it, because people cannot tell me how I have to use language. You have to call me master of the universe. What's the difference? You have to say that I'm black even though I'm white. What's the difference? You have to say I'm a boy even though I'm a girl. Same as the other stuff I just said. Every one of those things are unchangeable and dictated by God. Who you are, what sex you are. And for people to think we have to talk in a way that they dictate we have to talk is nonsense. It's like, can't you just do it in the spirit of love and kindness? That's not love and kindness. That's delusion. I will not do it. I won't do it, and I stand on what I believe. And if I ever lose a job or anything because of that, then I'm losing a job because of my Christian morals and boundaries. And any Christian who wants to say otherwise, you haven't read the Bible then. You have not read it, because they told Jesus to say he was not the Son of God, and he wouldn't say it, and he died. They told people to give up something for the sake of kindness. The Jews were saying, these disciples are causing a riot. Why don't you just not speak about God? And they did anyway and got beaten for it. We are not to lie for other people's feelings. We are supposed to stand on the truth. And yes, we be kind, and we don't go looking for fights. I don't go up to a gay rally or a trans rally and just start calling, all you men who pretending to be women. I don't say stuff like that, because guess what? That's just rude. I don't go looking for fights, but guess what? If you come up to me and we have some type of situation where we have to interact, I will call them by their last name, but I'm not going to call you what you feel you want to be called that day, because that's a lie. And we as Christian men need to stand up for what's true and not be giving in to a lie. So you know what? We had a lot of fun going through these commercials and some of this TikTok stuff. The TikTok stuff wasn't planned. Maybe we'll have some more planned TikTok videos for next time. But you guys, thanks for joining me.